Hello and welcome to WordPress Tip of the Week. This is week number 37. This video starts a 3-part video series on Multisite. Multisite is an awesome utility for managing multiple websites from a single WP admin. Now there's 2 ways that you can set up Multisite. If you have a cPanel, that's the second way to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over both ways that you can do it. And using cPanel by far is the easiest way. And then we'll go over the long way. Okay, so what I did is I set up a domain called multi.wcclient.com. Now I don't have WordPress installed in it yet, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here, and usually it's at the bottom, right under Softaculous Apps Installers. This is where you will find to install WordPress. So install WordPress, just simply double click on it. Okay, and then what you're going to do is scroll down a little bit here. Alright, and then click on Install Now. Alright, so here's our protocol right now, HTTP. This is our domain, which is correct. The site name and site description I can keep just as is. Now here is the really awesome part. Enable Multisite. If you check this box, when WordPress installs, it's automatically a multi-site. It's absolutely awesome. Okay, so then what we're going to do is scroll down some more. Okay, and under admin account, you never have admin as a username, so I'm just going to call this multi. And then I'm going to put in a little bit longer password here. Okay, and then the admin email I can leave as is, that's no big deal. And then all you have to do is click on install. Now in a matter of seconds, it'll be ready to go. Okay, and as you can see, it's successfully installed. And what we'll do is we'll right click on this and open it up in a new tab here. Okay, and poof, here we are. It's a multi-site. Now how do you know that? Because when you have My Sites here, this means it's a multi-site because you have a network admin dashboard as well, besides this dashboard. This dashboard is for the current site. This network admin dashboard is to manage all the sites. Okay, so now that was the easy way. So next up, I'm going to show you the longer way of doing it. Okay, offline, to save time, I went ahead and I removed the installation, and then I just installed a fresh installation of WordPress, this time without multi-site. And again, you can see that because it does not have sites up here and it only shows one dashboard, which as it should. Okay, so it's a little bit longer process to install multi-site manually, but not impossible. Okay, so what do we do first? Well, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into our file manager, public HTML, and then we're looking for a file called wp-config.php. We're going to right click and edit. Okay, so now that the wp-config file is open, what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down and we're looking for a certain line, because what we're going to do is we're going to insert one line of code. Okay, right here, that's all. Stop editing, happy blogging. What I'm going to do is on line 81, I'm going to click, and then I'm just going to insert a couple empty lines here. And now the line that we need to put in is define, and then in quotes, with a semicolon at the end, of course, and then in single quotes, capital letters, WP underscore allow underscore multi-site, and then outside of the single quotes, a comma, and then, whoops, and in the lowercase, true. Okay, and what this does is this tells wp-config that this will be a multi-site site, so it's allowing multi-site. Okay, click on Save Changes. Awesome. So let's log out. Okay, then we're going to log back in. Okay. All right, so now what we have to do is we have to go over to, whoops, let me dismiss this message here. We've got to go over to Tools, and then we're going to go down to Tools, Network Setup. Okay, now it's going to choose whether you want subdomains or subdirectories. And just like in the example, a subdomain would be like site1.multi.wc client, and then a subdirectory would be multiwcclient.com/whatever. Now it's a lot easier DNS wise if you do subdirectories. Now there is a good reason sometimes to use subdomains. Say you want to put in like a store or a site related to your main site, like maybe a membership component of the site or something like that, where it would look a lot more professional and a lot easier to the user to have like store.multi.wc client or whatever. But in our case, we're going to do subdirectories. Okay, so now for the network title, this is what we're going to call the network. So let's call this super network, because it's an absolutely super network. And then the network admin email we can leave as is. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to click install. Now it's going to ask us to do a couple of things. We're going to have to copy and paste this and put it into our WP config file. So let's go ahead and do that. And what we're going to do is we're going to put it right below where we had it. So WP allow multisite true, we're going to put it right underneath. So I'm going to hit enter, and we're going to paste it. I'm going to take out that extra line and then save changes. And then we have to do one more thing with our htaccess file. Okay, so let me scroll down a little bit. And we have to copy, we have to copy all of this. Okay. Now let's go into our file manager. Now normally by default in file manager, hidden files are not shown. Now hidden files in file manager are preceded with a period. So to show hidden files, you go up to settings and then just go show hidden files. And now you'll see the .htaccess. I know the dot's really small, but that's where it is. So let's right click and edit. And then what we're going to do is we're going to remove everything between the two comments. And then we're going to paste in what we need to paste in. Let's take up that extra bit of slack here. And then the extra line up at top. Make it look a little neat. Okay, let's click on Save Changes. Okay, we can close this out. We can close out WP config. Okay, so now that we did that, now it's telling us to log out and log back in. And then you'll notice up top here, it'll no longer be my blog. So let's log out. I'm going to ask you to log out again. Okay, and I'm going to log back in. Okay, so now you see it says My Sites. Okay, so the network admin. Here is the network admin dashboard. This is the dashboard that controls all the sites. And then my blog, that is our website that we have installed currently at multi.wcclient.com. This is the normal dashboard. Okay, so that wraps up how to turn on Multisite and get everything situated. In our next video, we're going to show you how you can create a second and a third site and so on in Multisite. That's coming up next. Well, that wraps up this week's WordPress tip of the week. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I invite you to subscribe to our channel and be sure to hit that like button and tell a friend about us. And all new subscribers at the end of each month will be put into a drawing for a free WordPress course. So be sure to subscribe and tell a friend. So until next week, take care. Bye.